Born Before 64 is a TV show that asks the vital question, what will we do for the rest of our lives? Kathryn Raaker hosts the show for baby boomers and above, inviting real people to tell real stories about overcoming issues, about facing with courage and triumph the significant obstacles many of us face every day. Born Before 64 TV shows will cover topics that this generation is interested in. So let's join Kathryn Raaker for Born Before 64.
Hi, we're on Born Before 64 and I'm Kathryn Raaker and we're on location in Chicago, actually Cary, Illinois. And I want to introduce our guest today on Born Before 64. And we're in a restaurant called the Tapas Calpe and Orchard Retail Meats and Fine Wines. I want to thank you, Bill McHenry from Widgeteer, for inviting me
Certainly.
to this beautiful part of Chicago. And we did a cooking show here today with you and Valera, right?
Valera.
Valera. When
Yes.
am I going to get that right?
I don't know.
Right,
We'll figure that
Valera. But and that's a Spanish company, and that's
Right.
part. We want to talk about you now, and we want to tell your story. You're a young guy, actually, and you've done a lot of things in the last few years. Can you tell us a little bit about you and how you started Widgeteer?
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
I started in Michigan in the corporate world, actually, Kathryn. I was with Philips and Nestle and 3M.
Right.
And got into senior level management positions and got bored, and I was a guy that was turning 40, and I thought it was maybe time. I was always very entrepreneurial, that I should maybe start something. And I decided to form Widgeteer a few years ago.
But tell me, there was another company that you had called Envision?
Oh yes, Envision Sales and Marketing.
Right. So how did that start, and did you have a partner there?
Well, actually, with Envision Sales and Marketing, I started that one myself, and then it was actually my first business that I started, and that was just strictly a sales and marketing company where companies would hire us to do things, and
As a consultant, more?
more of a consultant type basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just similar to me.
You know,
what I do.
exactly,
Right.
exactly. And then I stumbled on a guy from Michigan, actually, but it was down in Florida, and he invented the porta potty.
Oh, let me ask you a question. The original porta potty?
The original porta potty.
So that
back
had to
in-
be $1 million deal, right?
He did very well for
Did
himself
very
and his
well for
family,
himself.
yes.
Okay. And so where did you go from there with porta potty?
Well, it wasn't with porta potty, but he had invented it, so we always carried on about the fact that Ron was the inventor of it. But he had a product called Vac-It, or we called Vac-It.
And what's Vac-It?
And Vac-It removes air from any zip-type freezer bag.
Okay.
And so Ron and I decided that we would manufacture it together and commercialize it, but we needed a venue to sell it, and we created Widgeteer together.
Oh,
And
okay.
at one point, we were both 50-50 partners.
Right.
And but I quickly found out that you really couldn't have a business with just one item. So we had to go
That's
start
tough.
looking
That's
really
tough.
hard.
So
really
where
hard.
did you start looking first?
Well, initially what I did was I looked for anybody that had some cool products. I really wanted to focus on innovation, something
Right.
different,
Right.
you know. And I found a few here and there, and you know, we kind of added a few things, but the company wasn't growing the way I wanted it to.
Right.
And so about 2 years ago, I bought Ron out.
Right.
And I started really looking for somebody or some company that I could really partner with that would have some really cool products. And I was actually sitting with my dad. We have a camp in northern Michigan.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What do you do at the camp?
Well, we a lot of just fiddling around now. We
Right.
have four-wheelers up there, and it was a
Right.
hunting camp for my family. We've hunted our whole lives. And,
Oh, wow.
and so one night I was cooking dinner, and I was using this corkscrew to open a
Can I
bottle of
see it?
wine.
Can I see it? Oh, this is really cool. And by the way, if you hear all these different noises during
It's funny.
we're in a restaurant. We're in a restaurant and we're in a butcher shop, and so you might hear the door opening up, and you may hear dishes and stuff like that. But we don't care, right?
No, we don't
We're
care at
having
all.
fun. So this is really beautiful. I like the feel of it. Is it simple to do though?
Well, I think so.
Okay,
you
let's
know,
see it. Let's see
and,
you use
hopefully
it.
hopefully I do it right.
So
And,
you're holding the bottle.
you
and
turn it
You turn it.
down into
The actual cork.
You keep turning it down into the cork,
Right.
and then as the bottom of the corkscrew hits the top of the bottle, you still keep turning it,
And it comes right out?
and the cork should pull right out.
All
If I
right.
did it
That
right.
was easy.
So we call it our twist and snap corkscrew.
I love that. And now where can you get that?
Right now online at widgeteerinc.com.
Now what do they retail for?
$14.99.
That's really cool. I like that
It's
a lot.
cool,
That looks like, and the cool thing is that you could take it camping and take it everywhere.
Take
You
it
don't have
anywhere
to
you want.
worry about it.
Yep.
And it makes it simple. And you're going to show us different things throughout the show that you do at Widgeteer, right? You brought a couple of things to show us.
I did.
Well, you know, one of the things that makes it fun about knowing you is that you're like I am. And the cool thing is that I went to the International Hardware Show 4 years ago, and I saw all these different gadgets. And I'm a gadget girl.
Yeah.
And so, and I want to ask you about one of the gadgets. I'm not sure if you've seen it or not, but, and the cool thing is you have the inventors corner at the...
Right. We do the education piece of it.
You do the education piece of it, which is really important. Well, here's the cool thing. The cool thing was it was a lemon juicer. Did you see it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it was a couple years ago. I'll make sure I show it to you.
Okay.
But anyhow, it looks like a little gravy bowl almost, but it's plastic. You slice a lemon quarter, you put it into this little slot, and you can actually individually for everyone can have the lemon on their plate.
Really?
Right?
Oh, that
So,
was
and then you
cool.
squeeze it, and then you push your finger on the little lever, the plastic lever, and then you've got instant juice. Think about
Wow.
it. You didn't see that?
No, that
Well, that
sounds
was
awesome.
2 years ago. So those are the kind of things that I look at because with the cooking show and all the other things that I do, I want to make it simple for us on set or whatever. So I'm always looking for the best of everything. And the one thing I want to talk about is Valera.
Sure.
And
Sure.
that is, tell me how you as a company found them.
Well, that was what was so interesting is I sat there having dinner with Dad that night after I opened a glass of wine, or had a glass of wine with Dad, and we were having dinner. I'm playing with this corkscrew. And I'm in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, out in the middle of nowhere. And I looked down and there's this little, their logo was on this called Valera.
Right.
And I just decided that I would Google Valera and see where they were. I found them in Spain. Went to their website, and I wrote them a little note, introduced myself. This is Bill McHenry. I'm with Widgeteer. I really love this corkscrew. Would you be interested in having us sell it in North America?
Right.
And that was like 9 o'clock one night. It was probably about 4 o'clock in the morning in Spain. And before I went to bed, they had already emailed me.
Well,
It
you know,
was
that's what I
amazing.
love about the Spanish. I used to live in Spain.
Oh, did you?
And I love their products. I love the way they do things, and they're usually so colorful. Well, let me tell you, being at the International Houseware Show, I've seen so many international companies come to it, and they have such great, innovative products,
Yep,
right?
they really do.
And I was lucky enough to live overseas for 17 and a half years in 4 different countries,
wow.
all different, places around the world. And Spain was one of these places where even when you go to Spain, you'll see the way they do their air conditioning system, their water heaters. They're so efficient, you wouldn't believe it.
Really?
So I just really love this. I love the feel of it. I think anybody can do it. Now, Valera also makes pans.
They do. They make
Cookware.
a lot of cookware, and they
Cookware.
make a lot of high-end lunch bags, too.
Lunch bags.
Lunch bags and boxes
tell
and
me about
containers.
lunch
No,
bags.
because today we were doing the cooking show. I really wanted to just focus on the cookware, but they have an assortment of about 100 items.
Really?
Yeah, it's really an interesting company owned by a French guy whose kids are all from the United States. He was here in the United States, actually in Michigan where I grew
All
up.
right. And then he went to Spain to find a company?
He went back to France actually, and then he decided that he'd buy this company in Barcelona.
Oh, so they were a Barcelona company first, and then he bought them out, right?
Yes, right.
Okay, so it's French-Spanish kind of.
Well, he's the only Frenchman. In fact, I always tease him that he's the only Frenchman in the company. He's
so
just the owner.
they're actually manufactured in Spain.
Yes, the cookware is.
The cookware is. And the coolest part of this cookware is, and in just a minute we're going to talk a little bit more about it, but we have to take a short break, so give a website.
Widgeteerinc.com is
And
our
that's
website.
spelled?
WIDGETERINC.com.
And we'll be right back on Born B464 after these messages.
Hello. Yes. Can I ask a few questions about the apartment on Park Street?
What was your name?
My name is Juan Hernandez.
It's been rented.
Oh, he's gone. Hello, my name is Sanjay Kumar. I am calling about the apartment on Park Street.
It's not available.
Not available?
Hello, my name is Tyrone Washington. I'm calling about the apartment on Park Street.
Just been rented.
Hello, I am Chen Ling. My name is Khalid bin Ali. I'm Tuan Vo.
Hello, my name is Moshe Goldberg.
I use a wheelchair.
It's gone.
Not available. All right. Thank you.
Yes, hello, my name is Graham Wellington. I'm calling about the apartment for rent on Park Street. Is that still available?
Yes, it is.
What is?
Yes.
Really?
Housing discrimination is illegal. If you think you've been a victim because of your race, color, national origin, sex, religion, disability, or family status, call us. Fair housing. It's not an option. It's the law.
When life's this hard, graduating can be even harder. But you can help Ativa and the students in your community make it through by visiting boostup.org.
The odds of a child becoming a professional golfer? 1 in 140,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn the signs. Go to autismspeaks.org.
We're back on Born B464 with Bill McHenry and his company, Widgeteer. I love the name.
Very cool name.
Where did you get the idea for, well, widgets? I can think of widget. And then when did you come up with Widgeteer?
It was, I remember I mentioned Ron was my partner.
Right.
And Ron actually, after he left and developed this big company and sold out, he went to work for Disney for a while.
Oh, wow.
And he created all the fountains in Disneyland.
Oh, wow.
Or Disney World, I guess.
That's awesome.
And so we were talking about it, and he said, well, you know, I always liked the Musketeer, and we're selling widgets, so why don't we try Widgeteer? And I'm like, you can try it, but we'll never trademark it. It's a waste of time. And he said, well, we'll see. And so we went into the computer and typed it, and we trademarked it, and that's how it started, which is...
Well, that's pretty cool.
And you can't say it without smiling.
Oh, you know, it's because you think of Disney, you think of wonderful things about it and animation and everything, and I work with a lot of animators, just to let you know, and Hollywood. So anyhow, but I want to see some of the products that you actually represent now.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Absolutely. I can show you a few. I didn't bring a lot of them, but the one we talked about today was our cookware product, and it's from Valera.
And can I turn it around?
Certainly.
Okay. And you promised me some of these.
I promised you some of those. We'll certainly get you some. But the
Okay.
cool thing, when move the wine glass and our wine, the cool thing about all the stuff we sell is that you got to be able to tell a story, because we're a small company and we're competing with really big companies.
But you know what I love about these products? Actually, I can stand it up and put it right here if that's all right. Right. Will it stand up like that? Yeah. No, maybe it won't. We're just going to put it down. Okay. What I loved, we just did my chef show.
Yeah, it was fun.
Actually, can you hand me one of the pans, because I want to show them how light this is.
Wait, let me get you a bigger one then.
Give me a big one.
Oops, there you go.
Now, this is like ounces. This is not pounds. And I'm holding it, and you know I'm a small person, so, and when you're 5'4", right, 5'3½", you want stuff that you can handle easily.
Sure.
And the older you get, the harder it is to handle it. But what I love about the construction of this product, and I have to show the back because this is the cool part. Okay, can you do that for me so I can take it off so I can show them what it looks like? Look at that. Now this is going to conduct the heat.
Right.
Am I correct?
That's correct.
That'll go up on a gas stove, which we were using. And we used a thermometer a couple days ago. 500 degrees. And you know what it doesn't do? It doesn't burn it.
Right.
Which I absolutely love. Now, do you know what the construction of this is?
It's all cast aluminum, actually, Kathryn. And Valera is one of probably 3 cast aluminum manufacturers in Europe.
Really?
So we can tell stories like that, and we have videos of how it's manufactured, and
we're going to show this on the show.
And we'll show. Oh, really? Oh, great.
Yes, we will
the
use
handle
this in the
is
show.
actually hollow. If you were, I have a cutout at home, but if the handle is hollow, the plate that you're talking about on the bottom, the way it's attached in the mold when the cast aluminum is being put in the mold, is actually, there's a patent by Valera, and the worldwide patent that holds that plate to the bottom of the pan.
I've never seen pans like this before.
Oh,
and
really?
I've seen a lot because, I go to the International Health and Sports
Sure.
Show all the time. But when I saw these, I was so amazed because my kitchen now is black and silver. Everything
Perfect.
matches.
You have matching
and then I
pans.
have red. And Valera is red.
That's right.
Right? And that was the cool part about it. Well, we actually did a beautiful dish in this beautiful pan. And I just did a chicken dish 2 days ago with planters where I could have used this wok.
Oh, sure.
Because it works beautifully. And a lot of times I'll take little hot pans or whatever when I'm doing cooking and stuff like that. This will fit beautifully. And now show me some of the other pans. I want to see some of the other pans. We'll put this over here.
The one you can see that the frying pans will all stack.
Will all stack, and that's really important when you don't have a lot of room. Right. And the nice thing about this pan is that you can put these in the oven, which I love.
You can put them in the oven.
Right, and they all have the same thing on the back, right?
Yes, the plate.
Beautiful, the plate, right? And they stack. So I can imagine how easy it is to make my wonderful eggs that I do in these beautiful pans, and that's really important, I think, because and then I know you have a top. We'll show that in a few minutes.
Sure.
But are they interchangeable, the tops?
No.
But you know what we did when we were making in the wok or one of the other pans, we actually took the smaller lid and we used it in the oven. So you can use the lids because they have aluminum too, right? So you can use it anywhere.
That's right.
Now, are these dishwasher safe?
Dishwasher safe, absolutely. Although you really don't need to clean them. It was really interesting. The chef made a comment today when I was listening while you were in, and he said that the dishwasher last night, when he was using the pans in the restaurant here last night, gave him a hug at the end of the night because he usually has 20 or 30 pans.
I know, I saw that.
And he only used 2 pans.
Right.
Yeah,
and
cool.
The lovely thing about wiping these out, they come clean so fast.
Instantly.
And it's a different way of cooking today than we used to do. I mean, I use olive oil in everything I cook.
I do too.
And it's so much healthier for you. That's the reason why I love the Spanish and the French countries, in the countries overseas, in the European countries, is because they use olive oil, they use real butter, they just have smaller portions.
Right.
That's the whole idea.
Yeah, and the trick, I was really amazed one time, the chef told me once, get your pan real hot, and I'm sure you know this, but get your pan real hot, and then put the olive oil in.
That's right.
And you don't need hardly
You
any.
use hardly anything at all.
It's amazing.
It's beautiful. Just a few drops. You saw us today on the cooking show, which everybody will see too, how easy it was to clean them. 2 minutes. And he was telling me last night he prepared the whole dinner for us, right?
The whole restaurant.
And he did it with just 2 pans instead of 20 or 25, right? So now, how long have you represented these wonderful company?
Well, Valero actually was cool because I started selling this for them last year. And again, I only had a few products and I knew I needed something. So I went to Germany. There's a trade show called Ambiente in Frankfurt, Germany.
Oh, really?
And I went there and I met with the whole team there and the owner and so on, and told them my idea of how we could become basically the marketing arm for them here in the United States and actually warehouse for them here and everything. And I was actually hoping, with fingers crossed, and they were like, "That sounds great," and that's what we've done, and it's been really well received.
That is so important. Let's show the other pans. I'm going to move these over. Okay.
I actually would like to open this because we talked
do that.
about.
We did talk about it.
We talked about healthy cooking, and this is another patent that Valera has.
Right.
We call it our sloped pan.
Okay, and we cooked on this on the cooking show.
We cooked on it too. And I don't know if you can see it on the video.
I can see it. I can see how it indents here.
It raised up.
It raises up right there.
Exactly.
So when you're putting the oil, what we did so that you could see how the oil is distributed, we did it on the meat.
Right.
And then we put it on, and you can see there's a groove here where the oil went to.
Right.
And it didn't burn the steak, it didn't do anything, and it just turned out so beautiful. I can imagine doing some really cool stuff on
It was
there.
really, and that's what's been so well received in the United States. Is
Right.
and when I tell people, well, we sell cookware, I get, oh, whatever,
Oh,
you know.
yeah,
but
right.
then you get really into the story of it, and we have some really cool innovation
Well,
that no
how
one else
long
has.
have they been in business? Or originally?
Valera's been in business for about 50 years.
Okay.
But only in, well, they're big in Spain.
Big in
and they just have started to grow a little bit in Western Europe.
Right.
They've got a distributor now in Australia, in
Right.
Asia, in the UK,
Right.
but never here until
Never
now.
here. Well, you know, the beautiful thing about this is that I could take this whole set and put it easily on our cooking show and right underneath where we do the cooking show, right? And make it simple and I've had these pans I was telling you before the show.
Yep.
For 35 years, I've had the same pans and they're nothing like this. And this is so simple because, you know, after a cooking show, I have to clean everything up, right? Well, the preparation for cooking shows takes forever, but we got to take a short break and we're going to come back and show some more products
All right.
and what you're doing for the future.
Okay.
We'll be right back on Born B464.
How do you convince a 14-year-old girl that hair doesn't matter? When the diagnosis is childhood cancer, where can parents turn? CureSearch.org can help. It's run by doctors and scientists whose research has led to an overall cure rate of 78%. You're not as alone as you feel.
Recycling a glass bottle saves enough energy to run the TV you're watching for 1 full hour. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world.
I was hanging out with some people. Now I realize I shouldn't have. The work was so hard. It was just going fast. I
got kicked out of school, and nobody cared about me, so I don't care.
I sort of got messed up into gangs and other stuff. School was very difficult.
I was expelled from school. I mean, the one person who really got me to go back into school was my friend Kevin.
At my friend's graduation, I'm gonna be the loudest one there.
Because if you don't have anybody while you're in school, then there's not really a way to get through it.
It's fun to sing,
zippity zip zip zin zin zin,
dance, and play music every day.
Yeah, go for it!
Doing something artistic inspires creativity and helps you succeed in school and life.
Hooray!
Play music, paint, and dance together as a family.
Come on, team!
Blast off with the arts.
Blast off!
For 10 ways to add the arts into your life, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
We're back on the Born B464, and actually, we're on location.
It's fun too.
And where are we?
We're actually in Cary, Illinois, which is northwest of Chicago.
Right.
And as my wife and I call it, the meat market.
The meat market?
But it's actually a butcher shop, and the guy that owns it, Nick Delmonico, developed this restaurant in here about 7 years ago, and it's become a real favorite for Nancy and I to come here.
Well, I bet everybody in the world loves coming here.
It's really a good restaurant and a lot of fun.
Right. So you actually sold the pans to him, and they're now using them in
his kitchen.
In his kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to be able to buy them here too?
You're going to be able to buy them here at the store. You'll be able to buy them in a lot of different websites real soon in the United States, and we'll be in a lot of retailers real soon too.
Now, we talked about the top bill, which I absolutely love.
Okay.
The part that I love about it is the construction of it, but also that you can put this in the oven.
Yes.
And what we did is we took one of your larger pans. Let me just show you what we did, if you can move that.
Sure.
We took one of the larger pans. I don't think it was this pan. Maybe there's another pan.
It was actually the wok pan.
Actually, the wok pan. And we were doing paella, right? So what we did is we cooked it in there, and then we put this on top. And I want to show the cameraman what we did. And we actually put this in the oven just like that.
Yeah, it was something.
Which was really cool. And we did it also on the top of the stove. And so then we did that in the oven. But we're going to say, for anybody doing this at home, make sure you use a hot,
Oh, absolutely.
a glove when you're taking this off, because this, even this, when you take it out of the oven, is going to be hot.
Right.
So that's what we did. And that was so cool. And I love the construction of it, and I love the lightness of it. So then let's talk about some of the other pans that you have, because this is really cool.
This one is really neat too, I think, Kathryn. They're square.
They're square.
And we also have it in slope version as well, and in ceramic.
Okay.
But they're basically a square pan.
Right.
I tried to get the...
Can you get that off? If not?
Well...
Oh, I don't want you to tear it.
Yeah, I didn't want to tear it.
Don't worry about
anyway,
it. Anyhow, what I want to show,
I want
to show the raised area here. You can see it, the grooves. And what we actually did on the cooking show is that we did grilled vegetables. And you know, the cool thing about chefs is that they like to show everything is very creative that chefs do. And the cool thing about it is you usually have to do this on a grill,
right?
So that you can get that
charred
look. That charred look and that line that you want to do. But with this pan, you get it really hot, right?
Right, right.
And then you put your olive oil in, and then you put your vegetables in, and it happens immediately. Maybe 2 minutes on each side.
It was really fast.
It's really fast.
Really fast.
Now, what other thing would you suggest that you do with this?
Well, you can also grill steaks on that. You know, I think it's kind of cool because it shows the lines. People not only love, but they like the visual. When you think about eating, things are, you know,
everything's
really,
visual.
everything is visual.
And the cool thing is that you dress everything.
Yes.
And you make it look gorgeous. That's the reason why. You can do this at home. You don't need to go to a restaurant to do it, but it's great to do it at a restaurant.
It's fun to do it at a restaurant.
Okay, so this one you can really look like a major chef. Okay?
I think so.
I think so too. So we're going to move this one over there. You're going to have to move that for me.
I'll move that.
And then let's look at this one.
This one really is just a little bit bigger than the other one. And it's also ceramic.
Oh, this is ceramic.
Yeah, and
this feels totally different.
It's totally different. It's ceramic coated. You can get this much hotter
than you can
than the cast aluminum. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference between the two?
Really, I think using the two, because it's ceramic, you can use it for fish, and that's what I like. A lot of people use it for meats too, but the way I like to cook fish is you put it in you get your oven going at about 450 degrees first.
Okay.
Cook the fish just to brown it on each side on the cooktop, and then you throw this in the oven, and it won't warp the pan at all, and because it's so hot, it really cooks the fish quick.
Right, and you want to get your fish to a flaky consistency, right?
Without drying it out.
Without drying it out, and that is really a
key.
trick. And you know what I do? I use a lot of wine when I'm doing that.
Do you? Do you drink it, or do you use it in the food?
No, I put it in with the fish. I do drink it too, but you know, I like doing that because it gives it a really, really nice taste. I'm going to have to give you my recipe
I would love that.
for tequila pork chops.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Does that sound really good? And I'd love to try the tequila in here because I think it's actually it's Robert Mondavi and his partner that have a tequila company called Partidia. And actually, it's like a fine wine. They have different versions of it. It's really awesome.
Oh, that sounds really good.
But cooking with your cookware, and they're wonderful
That
products.
sounds really good.
Okay, so let's put that away.
The interesting thing about Valera too is that, you know, we have really been promoting their high-end cookware.
Right.
They actually have 3 different levels of cookware.
They do?
They really do. It's
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that.
They're really for price points in retail stores. So you can sell a lower, I don't want to really say lower end store, but a store that the consumer is looking for more value.
For a bargain.
For a bargain, exactly.
You have to say that,
For
right?
a bargain.
Okay.
And so we have the different levels, and those have been well received too in the United States. But we've been focusing more on the Air Collection, which is what all this is.
Okay, and so what collection is this? Is this middle or high end?
This is all high end.
Okay, so what would this pan cost me?
Retail for about, this one would be about $99.
Okay, and all the others, so...
They range anywhere from $69 to $129. Like the slope pan, this one I think is the bigger one, would be probably around $129.
So you're talking maybe for the whole collection? Tell me how much.
Probably maybe less than that, $600.
That's
I think,
a great
for
wedding
a really
present.
good set.
Think of it that way. It's a
Exactly.
great wedding present, especially, or an anniversary present or a birthday present. That would be wonderful, right?
That's right.
That'd
That's
be
right.
great. So that's something that you can give and it keeps on giving. Now, how long do these last? Do they have a warranty on
We have a
them?
warranty, 10-year warranty on everything.
Okay.
That's been well received too, and we've not had any returns to speak of. And listening to Valera talk, in Spain and in Europe, they get very few returns as well.
Right. Well, if you've got a great product, like I told you, the waterless cookery that I've had for 35 years, they used to replace parts and stuff like that if you needed it, and it never died.
Right.
You had it forever. But
That's
it's
right.
a lot heavier than this beautiful cookware. And do people hang it in their kitchens?
I suppose you could. I don't. I put mine in the cabinet, but I suppose you could because they all have
these little hooks.
Hooks, exactly.
Yeah, and I have one of those things that you.
Oh, do you?
I haven't, but I got it from
Always
Turkey, and I
wanted
haven't put it. I haven't put it in my kitchen because it's really difficult, especially when you're filming in my kitchen, to have all the pans
Oh, I'm
sitting
sure.
there, right?
Yeah, that would be
So
neat.
anyhow, but these now, what other products do they have? I know that you don't have them with us.
Yeah, I
but
wish
can
I
you
had
tell
brought
me-
them.
Well, you can bring. We're going to
okay.
put it up on the website. You can, or not website, but we'll put it in the program. We'll show JPEG
Okay.
pictures.
Okay.
But what else do you have?
Well, the other thing Valera has is they have real high-end storage containers and
Ooh.
high-end lunch bags.
Lunch bags. Let's talk about lunch bags.
So some of the cool stuff, the retail as high as $100. If you go to our online catalog at widgeteerinc.net, you can see all those products on there too.
Now, are those type of lunch bags? They're not like paper.
No, they're basically more of a nylon type material, like a
Okay.
parachute material.
A parachute material.
And
Awesome.
the real nice looking, and the cool thing is so many people are taking their lunch to work now, but
That's
they
right.
don't want to walk in with
a paper bag.
with a paper bag or one of those old metal ones
Lunch
we had when we were in
boxes,
school,
right.
lunch boxes.
Right.
This is very discreet. You can walk in, and then each of the containers inside all the bags are really
Right.
nice. They're all made in Europe, and they're made of polypropylene, but they also have glass strands. It's plexiglass, but there's glass strands in it, so they can't stain. And the other thing is that they don't warp. You can put them in the dishwasher, in the microwave, and everything.
Wow, I can't wait to
Just
see these.
really
I can't
cool.
wait to try one,
Really nice
actually.
stuff. Really
And
nice
so,
stuff.
they have lunch bags. So what else?
The other thing is mostly just gadgets with them, but with us, we've kind of expanded beyond Valera. We have some really cool gadgets that we're going to launch, and
Right.
now that I go to these trade shows in Europe,
fun.
they're a riot.
I know. I love going. I've been the gadget queen forever, and any new product that makes it easier for you to operate, that's important to me. And on that note, we have to take another break on Born Before 64, and we'll be right back with Bill McHenry of Widgeteer, and we're going to see some new products. We'll be right back.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Where have you been?
I lost my cat.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah, so I made this cat magnet to try and get him back.
Cool. Does it work?
Kinda.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's not my cat. Gotta keep working on it. See ya.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your own inventions or just play some games at inventnow.org.
Welcome home, man.
When life's this hard, graduating can be even harder. But you can help Jose and the students in your community make it through by visiting boostup.org.
back on Born Before 64, and let me ask you, Bill McHenry, were you born before 64?
I was, but just a little bit before.
Just a little bit before.
That's right.
Well, you know, ever since I started my show, and this is my oldest show besides my radio show,
Okay.
I've always wondered, and I'm finding more and more people that are inventors today that are born before 64, and a lot of women, right? So let me ask you, when did you go into the knife part of your business?
Well, we just started the knives actually in really February when I went to this trade show in Europe.
Right.
And it's a company that's based in Taiwan.
Right.
They
and you know, I used to live in Singapore, and so I used to go to
right.
China all the time.
That's right.
Right, go ahead.
The interesting thing is the guy that's from Taiwan, actually he moved his family to LA.
Oh, okay.
So the nice thing is everyone I speak to with this company all speaks better English than you and I do.
You and I do.
Which
Okay.
makes it a lot easier to communicate.
Okay.
And they manufacture a lot of products in the United States already for a lot of real major brands that I can't name.
That you can't name. Well,
But
that's
things,
fine.
if I named them, you would recognize them immediately. But what they really liked about what we do is that we're always looking for new, cool products, new, innovative products that we can sell in the United States.
Right.
And they have a brand called Kitchen Shark.
And you sent it to me, and I tried it, and I fell in love with it. They're the best knives I've ever used.
That's great.
And I use a lot of knives, believe me. So let's show them.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it was interesting too today when we came in because Nick here in the restaurant,
Right.
they own the butcher shop. I said, so here, let's have the butcher try them.
Right.
And he grabbed them right away, and he just thought they were fantastic.
Right.
And really razor sharp. And
Right, and then you have little things on the end so that you don't get cut
so
when you
don't
come out, right?
tip- exactly.
But I love the feel of these. These are very light. I like the handle on it. And, you know, I use knives every single day. Not only do I cook all the time, but for a cooking show. And, you know, I love the feel of the knife. I like the way it looks. And I love the handle fit.
Yeah.
Very ergonomically correct,
Yes,
right?
I think so too.
So let's show the knives if you don't
Okay.
mind.
Sure, of course.
Okay, so this is a butcher knife, basically, correct?
Right.
And then I love this serrated knife.
Did you like that one?
Oh,
I like that
love
too.
that serrated
Yeah.
knife because I
I
do a
think
lot
so
of
too.
breads.
Mhm.
And then you have, this is steak knife, right?
Steak knife or paring
Right,
knife. too.
paring knife.
Mhm.
And then this is a little smaller. This is a
suppose that
paring
would be a
knife.
paring knife.
Okay. And then they have with
The
it
sharpener.
the sharpener.
Mhm.
So you don't ever have to worry about it because they're so beautiful. And then they have, do they have the
actual block?
The actual block.
Yes, we
that
have
you can
different
see.
colors in
Different colors in the block.
natural and dark.
Okay. And these come in different sets too, don't they?
Yes.
Now, this set would be the premium set or not?
That's probably, there's one actually above
Above
it.
that?
This one will retail for $299. There's one that retails for $349.
Right.
Basically the same blade and handles and so on, but we add
Uh-huh.
a few more knives, basically steak knives.
Right, and you know what I loved about this set? It was complete for me. Because if I was going to go out and I was going to do a cooking show or whatever, this would be perfect for me as a chef or as a
Mhm.
cook, okay? And because you have everything you need. And I like having the sharpener with
I do
it.
too. I
You
do
know,
too.
it makes it really nice.
I wish I could do it like Nick did today when I handed it to him. Boy, he was, you
Right.
could tell he was a butcher.
Well, you know, it's really funny because my granddaughter and her mom were butchers in
Oh, really?
Germany. And I mean, she'd go nuts with this,
Yeah.
especially in the butcher shops, you know, because they're always using them. But you know, what I like is for the person that's at home, this is a beautiful price point for people.
I think so too.
And you know, and for a wedding gift
Mhm.
or an anniversary,
Anniversary,
birthday gift, it's perfect. And my daughter loves to buy me stuff for the kitchen. You know what I
We'll
mean?
make sure that she goes to our website.
Yeah, I'm going to tell her to do that because she really loves to cook. She's a great cook. Her husband's a great cook.
Oh, okay.
And so it makes it easy. So these are dishwasher safe?
Dishwasher safe.
Dishwasher
absolutely.
safe.
Mhm.
And I love what the construction, is this a hollow handle?
It's hollow,
Uh-huh.
and the nice thing is that the blade, the metal, it's not, they're made in China, but it's not typical Chinese metal. It's actually from Japan.
Yeah, and the Japanese really know how,
They know how to make
to
metal.
make metal.
Yep.
And I like it so much. And you know, I fell in, when you sent this to me, I didn't want to send it back.
I figured
It was one of those knife sets that I wanted to keep because I could get rid of everything else I had and just concentrate on that. And you know, when you I've been married 45 years.
That's a long time.
And so we've had to get rid of a lot of things. We moved around a lot. We're stationary right now. But I go on the road a lot, and I need to take some things with me, especially when we're driving and stuff like that. This would be perfect. Absolutely perfect. I love it. Now, is there another set too?
There's actually a step down from this. There are different colors. Some of the blocks, one is red. We have one that's lime green.
I know, I saw that on the website.
I'm forgetting, there's one other color, but there's 3.
Right.
And the knives aren't as the same quality, so the retail price point is a little bit lower.
Right.
But they're kind of fun.
Well, they're kind of fun,
colors.
especially, here's, a lot of millenniums, like for the dorms and stuff like that, or if they're living in colleges or they're living in a house after that first year being in the dorm, those are the kind of things that you could send to them or make a package up for them.
In fact, both my boys are 22 and 26, and they both have the colored knives.
The colored knives, and they probably cook a lot.
They love to cook, and my mom cooked, so it's kind of been passed down for generations in my family.
Now, how is the handle different? Is the handle any different?
It's it's actually more of a rubbery type material.
Oh, I like that. And for seniors, that would be good too.
That would be good for seniors.
Right, especially for independent living or something like that would be easy.
Exactly.
Right, so that's kind of cool. Now, can this go in the oven for some reason?
I probably wouldn't recommend. It probably wouldn't do anything. I probably wouldn't recommend it though.
But you shouldn't do that, right?
No, I don't.
Now, this is another company, and the brand is called again?
Kitchen Shark.
Kitchen Shark.
Kitchen Shark. Isn't that cool?
I love that.
I know, it's really
Now, where
fun.
can you buy these?
That's been one of our challenges. They're really online is all right now. And so we've really struggled. The market is really saturated. That's our problem.
Well, if they want to adopt me, okay.
Well, we've already talked about it. We may adopt you.
Because I'd like to have these knives under my name with Kitchen Shark with Kathryn Raaker for our cooking show, because these are I love this middle. I love the middle end because it's easy to sell. Yep. People will adapt to it easily, and these will be perfect in my kitchen. Okay.
I'm making mental notes, Kathryn.
Okay,
we'll have to be shipping you some stuff.
That stuff, because people like to see what we do on our show, and they love to buy product that we recommend. Because I test every product that we bring, that I promote on our shows.
Okay.
They're all tested. And we have another, I do another show on Born B464 that I told you about. We need to have you come to Cincinnati to do it.
I want to do that. It'd be fun.
And Marty's she comes and sits in on it, because I want, when I love something, I just go nuts. She looks at it with a really keen eye, and then we rate it.
Oh, okay.
And that's important for you to test it out to make sure that it's really going to work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you've got people that call me up on the phone or send me an email or Twitter and say, Kathryn, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's how, when I look for products around, we always look for products exactly like that I feel confident that I'm sitting across the buyer's desk and I can say, look, I've used these and I understand, I like them, and they're innovative and cool and they work.
Well, we have to take another break, believe it or not. And give your website out again.
Our website is widgeteerinc.com.
And ours is bornb464.com. That's VORN, the initial B, the number 4, and the number 64.com. And all of this will be on there as well. And don't forget to look at the Chef You and I show, too. Anyhow, we'll take a break, and we'll be right back with Bill McHenry from Widgeteer.
What is your problem, man?
You're welcome.
What the heck is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
Don't give me that! All right, what's going on here, fellas?
The missile was about to hit the school. I just acted as fast as I could.
That doesn't change the fact that I don't have a car anymore. Who just throws a person's car at a missile?
You're serious?
Yeah. Who's gonna pay for my car?
I guess I could.
Do you even have a real job?
Yes.
Do you have insurance?
I saw the whole thing. Call me.
They say every picture tells a story. Last year, 31,000 stories were left unfinished because of HIV/AIDS, and 160,000 were cut short by breast cancer. But this is about DVT, deep vein thrombosis, and its potentially fatal complication, pulmonary embolism, that ended 300,000 stories last year. More than AIDS and breast cancer combined. DVT is a blood clot, usually found in the leg, that can break loose and travel to the lungs where it can be fatal. Some risk factors include obesity, recent surgery, restricted mobility, respiratory failure, and advanced age. There's one story I know by heart. It's about an NBC correspondent, a young husband and father named David Bloom, who died of DVT-related complications while covering the Iraq War. I'm Melanie Bloom, and I tell David's story so others will be able to write happier stories and reduce their risk. So please talk to your doctor about your risk of DVT and visit preventdvt.org.
We're back on Born B464, and you know, we have the most exciting guest, Phil McHenry,
Thank you.
that has come up with a company named Widgeteer, and he is like me, he likes gadgets, right?
I love gadgets. I love gadgets.
So what is
I
the
love
most
cooking.
fun new gadget you've seen out there that you want to represent?
Well, the one that we're going to actually represent is, and we haven't named it yet, so I
named it
can't
yet.
even show you what it looks like. Basically, it's a bottle opener. That sounds pretty boring, right?
Oh, I love bottle openers because it's the toughest thing on earth, right? I have struggled on the air opening a bottle.
Have you really? Okay.
Oh,
Well,
yeah. Because you know how they seal them, no matter if it's a beverage or if it's a regular vacuum sealed, bottle. So what's different about this?
Well, this thing I actually found when I mentioned earlier, I went to Germany at Ambiente, and this product actually is battery operated. You put one AA battery in it. It's got a handle, and it actually clamps down on the cap.
Ooh.
And when it clamps down on the cap, then it turns it.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see this.
It's really cool. It's really, really cool.
Well, that's the kind of thing that, especially for people that are elderly or that have arthritis or have a tough time opening a bottle, right? Or even for people like me who don't want to screw up on television, I want to be able to do it easily. So it just clamps on it and then it opens. Let me ask you a question.
Please.
Can it fit everything or just beverages?
Well, probably the best is say just beverages because it'll open to about maybe 1.5 inches.
An inch and a half.
1.5 inches wide. So you're talking about in diameter.
Do they plan on making another one?
Well, we actually have thought about doing some different things.
Which is a smart idea. That's cool. Okay, what else?
Well, the other thing we actually launched the company with, which is kind of cool, is called Vac-It.
Vac-It?
Vac-It. And Vac-It is actually a product that you can use on any zip-type freezer bag.
Okay.
We recommend Ziploc because their Ziploc bags have a thicker film.
Right, and I use them with my Bagwells that I introduced you to.
Yes, the Bagwell is cool. I like the Bagwell.
Okay.
And so Vac-It actually is a piece that goes on the bag. It's actually two pieces. You put what we call the fresh nap on the bag, and you thread it down, and it creates a one-way seal.
Okay.
And if you read the instructions on a Ziploc box, what they say is before freezing, put your food in, press out as much air as you can, and then quickly freeze it.
And that's a pain in the neck.
Pain in the neck, right?
Because then if it's really liquid, it seeps out. Okay,
Right.
so here's the thing. We should do a TV show that shows it
Okay.
with the Bagwell because we're pouring stuff into the Bagwell.
That would work.
And then you need to seal it, right, before you put it in the freezer.
Exactly.
Right?
That sounds
So
great.
now is it similar to, it really takes all the air out
It
and
does,
flattens it?
because it's a one-way seal, and you seal the bag, and then now you have a one-way seal with the fresh nap in the bag, and then we have a pump, handheld pump, no batteries, nothing, you just pump the air out of it.
Oh, really?
Pulls all the air out, and then you quickly freeze it.
Why
just
didn't
like
you send me this? This is cool.
It's cool,
I like
isn't it?
this. I love this
I know,
idea.
in fact, I meant to bring one this morning, and I forgot to bring
Oh, that's
one.
all right.
so
Well, we'll show it.
sounds
Because
fun.
I really think any of those type of things people really want because it makes it simpler for them. Especially if you're making your meals on Sunday or Monday and you're really busy during the week, and it makes it simpler for you to freeze and then have the meal later.
Right.
Or put it in there into the refrigerator, and so how long will it stay in the refrigerator for? Do you know?
Well, the challenge with the bags don't always hold the seal because the bags, all zip-type bags are not airtight. A lot of people think they are.
They aren't.
So really, it's done really for freezing.
For freezing,
Yeah,
which is a
really
smart
not-
idea, because really when you put that into the freezer, then you know you put a date on it and you know exactly how long you've had it.
That's right.
Okay, so now it's time to take it out of the freezer. What do?
Well, then you just pull it out and you pull the food out of it. Then the fresh nap, you take off the bag. You can throw, a lot of people clean the bags, but most people throw them away. Throw away the bag, and the fresh nap is reusable.
Have you talked to the bag company about these?
We actually have a meeting with the bag company up in Milwaukee in the next couple
Take
weeks.
the bag well with you when you
I
go.
will.
Okay,
I'll do
because
that.
actually they wanted to buy that company out. Did you know that?
Oh, really? Okay.
Because I think that anything that has something to do with each other, it works
Right.
great together,
It
and
does.
you can market it that way, right?
That's right.
I'm
That's
a
right.
major marketer, and
I can
that's the
tell
way
that.
I think. I
can
think,
tell that.
how can you take different combinations of products and put them together
Sure.
so they work together?
Yep.
And then you can sell them together, and that would be a great shower gift for a new bride.
Right.
Think about it.
Yep.
She can then learn how to cook. She's got the knives, the pans.
All set.
Right, and actually she can register for your website,
At widgeteerinc.com.
and the brides, the people that are coming to the wedding can order the whole thing off there.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I think
That's
it's
a
great.
great idea.
I like that idea.
You like that idea?
You're really doing good. That's
I
right.
think about it. Well, I hate going, it's nice to go into these stores, okay? But if you don't have a lot of time,
Right.
and you are an aunt or you're a friend of the bride, or for even anniversaries or birthdays,
Mhm.
it makes it simple that, do you ship it directly to them?
We can ship it directly to them if they want.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's cool.
Direct to the
That's
consumer.
a great idea.
Mhm.
Think about it.
I like it.
All right, so
I like
what's
it.
the next goal for you for the company?
Well, for the company, what we want to do is we want to get situated with the products we have now in the short
Right.
term, which will
Right.
be just, probably another 3 or 4 months, and then I'm going to go back to Germany next
You like
February.
Germany, don't you?
Well, I really love this trade show. It's so fun,
Right.
and I'm always looking for new cool stuff.
Right.
And when you have the name like Widgeteer, everyone thinks that's interesting, and everybody wants to get product into the United States, and we sell in different market segments, and it just.
Well, it's fun because my granddaughter is from Germany.
Oh, no
and
kidding.
her mom is a butcher, was a butcher.
Okay.
And they had a hotel, like the type of hotels, like they're like a bed and breakfast kind of thing.
Sure.
And they had a little bar and everything, as you do in Germany. And then they have the wine festivals and they have all the other things. And she would absolutely adore this.
Yeah.
She really was. And she was in the hotel business.
Oh, really?
My granddaughter. And so, what part of Germany is it again?
It's in Frankfurt.
Oh, Frankfurt.
Yep.
She actually is from a little town called Vavern,
Okay.
and which isn't too far from Bitburg.
Okay.
Right, but Frankfurt's an easy place.
It's
an
really,
easy place.
it's easy to get to, and it's a lot of fun. The trade show is huge.
I know.
We're used to the Houseware show here in Chicago, which is very, very big here.
Oh my gosh,
but
it's
this,
4 halls.
Right.
It's 4 halls, but in Germany, it's how big?
12.
12.
In each, there's like 2 or 3 levels in
Oh my
each hall.
gosh, really?
It took me 5 days to walk it last year.
And that's a lot of
That
walking.
was a lot of walking.
I mean,
It
but
took me
people
3
don't.
days to get over it.
Yeah, that's it. It takes, when you do a trade show, especially if you're in the media or you're a chef or whatever, people don't realize what it takes to do it,
Right. They really
especially to display it. Now, we want to give all your websites and all,
Okay.
because we're running out of time.
All right.
So you want to do that?
Our website.
And talk about each one of the products that you did today.
Okay, with Valera, our cookware, you can find the cookware from Valera, our knife sets, our cutlery from Kitchen Shark, and all our gadgets. You can see that on our online catalog at widgeteerinc.net. Pretty easy to follow through, and then you'll see some of our new gadgets in the next couple of weeks on that as well. And then our website, of course, is widgeteerinc.com.
Okay, and actually, I want to thank you so very
Thank
much
you.
for joining me, telling your story. Oh, we have to do this, yes, all right, because we opened a bottle of
Open a
wine,
bottle
right?
of wine.
And that's how it all started, with that opener,
With the opener with my dad.
with your dad.
Yep.
Now, one of the things that I want to say is that we want you to watch our show on Born B464, that's BORN, the initial B, the number 4, the number 64.com. And Bill, I really want to invite you back.
Thank you very
and
much.
see
It was
all
great.
the new gadgets that you have.
I'll bring some more stuff.
And I absolutely love everything that you've showed me today. and I know that we're going to be doing a lot of business together
think so,
in the
too.
future. I want to thank you again, Bill, for joining us
pleasure.
today.
Thank you,
And
Kathryn.
thank you for bringing me to this gorgeous orchard, retail
Orchard
meats and fine wines, and also the Tapas Calpe restaurant. And I'll come back to Chicago anytime.
Please do. You're
I
always
will.
welcome.
And I want you to join us. What's your website again?
Widgeteerinc.com.
Where you can find everything, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then don't forget to go up to our Facebook, Born B464, and our website at Born, B-O-R-N, the initial B, the number 4, the number 64.com. And you'll be able to see all of what we're doing, and we'll link everything to you too.
Great.
Okay.
We'll link everything to you as well.
And we'll see you next time on Born B464.
Thank you for joining us on Born Before 64 with Kathryn Raaker. For more information on our show, check out our website at www.bornbefore64.com.